Hola amigos, yo soy Steve Patron. We're back with another episode of Major Minor Mobile Edition. Where we last left off, we went back to Terra, and we failed at our mission at getting the prisoners back, which I don't remember their names right now. And we met King Vasquez's friends. Let's say that. So let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, and also we were talking to Acheron too, because we got killed in Terra and then sent back here, the Earth. As soon as I exit, I look around. It doesn't look or smell any better out here. Of course, Acheron wouldn't tell us where we were. It was probably for the best anyway. Who knew how Max could be trying to track us? I turned a few corners before running into Keela. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Taylor. It's so nice to see you're okay. I was worried sick for a while there. I'm assuming Acheron told you everything? You know, I was starting to doubt him.
Same here, buddy. Same here. You're in the same boat as me. But he seems like he's trustworthy now. He seems trustworthy now after all the information he told me. I think he should be okay.
But it turns out, he knows what he's doing. Singe was definitely acting odd. You know, being a manager and all. He was letting Max walk all over him. But I didn't know he was planning this. Some sort of international sting operation. And it worked out. Max is going down.
But at what cost? Remember, Rocker and Rook are dead. So, I don't know if the cost was really worth the reward, but the reward hasn't come yet, so we'll see about that.
It's really exhilarating to think about. I mean, was there even a world tour? Or was this all set up from the start? I knew there was more to Singe. He was too calm for the situation. But not even his employees knew. He was playing all of us from the start. That takes a special kind of genius. It feels so cool to witness all this. You know, I always knew it was Max, but she threatened to kill all of you. She'd blow the building up if I spoke. I had a feeling she was up to no good. That's where Acheron's story got weird. No one but me believed what he was saying. I got to witness her power firsthand. I've never seen anybody move like that. She could jump around like a time leaper. That, and she knew impossible things. Things she could only know by spying. But none of us ever saw her do it. She used the power to tie me down. Normally, I wouldn't let that happen. I can be strong when I need to be. But she outwitted almost all of us. She pried on our weaknesses too. I'm glad she'll be behind bars.
Hopefully she'll be behind bars. And that's it. Hopefully she'll stay behind bars. And hopefully Rio won't help her out and make it so she's free and is able to do all this shit again. Or if anything else happens where she's out of prison, I'm gonna be... Okay. Wow. Acheron must have told them a lot. But it makes sense that the others wouldn't believe it. The assumption that someone can control time is crazy. Enough to simply laugh away unless you've experienced it.
I heard what she said on the speaker too. She said that you were saving worlds. That's where I consider myself confused. This is clearly above me. I could swear I'm in an anime right now.
A good one, right? Where I'm the main protagonist and I save the worlds, get the girl, and I be the hero, right? Right?
But I better not get involved any further. Whatever you need to do, you can do it. I know that it's all in good hands. I'll just wait here until we can leave.
That's probably for the best. I wonder how long we'd be here though. Keela seems to be taking this all in stride. In fact, he seems more cheerful than usual. Suspicious. Keela, what you hiding? Keela, I'm your best friend, right? You wouldn't keep secrets from your best friend, now would you? Nah, you wouldn't, so what you hiding?
Well, you saved my life, you know? I'd believe anything you say after that. My own experiences just help confirm things. You'd never given me reason to doubt you, and if Acheron was lying, you'd say so. Both stories line up perfectly. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure you need to talk to some people. Let everybody know that you're okay.
Your bond with Keela was strong enough. Wow! So many people I've talked to, I've had a good, strong bond. See, isn't it good to be a nice person? Oh, this is so nice. And when we get our bond strong enough and be good to everyone, they will give us more information to help us with the story and all of it to make connections. Ah, my brain power is over maximum capacity. Oh, excuse me.
But, can I ask you something first? I heard Akron say something interesting. Not that I was spying on you or anything. Sound travels down here, you know. I can hear even shock from over here.
I can't. I just attempt at saving, though.
He said something that intrigued me. He mentioned bringing people back. Something about his dead sister. He's a really serious guy, isn't he? He wouldn't make something like that up. Is there really a way to bring people back? You don't have to go into detail either. Just let me know if it's possible. I feel like Akron wouldn't make that up.
It's true. Akron was a very serious guy. I tell Keela that it seems like a possibility. A lot of things were still up in the air, but there were people that I wanted to bring back too.
So there's a chance that it's possible? I wasn't just hearing things then. Can you promise me something, Taylor? Please, bring back Rook. Even if there's just a tiny chance. I can't live knowing that it was at his expense. I feel like I'm his living tombstone. I can't just walk around acting all normal. It's eating away at me from the inside. You had to bring him back, Taylor. He didn't deserve to die for no reason. If it was anyone, it should have been me.
I don't. Okay. My thought process right now, if I say I'll bring him back, I have a bad feeling that Keela is going to end up dead. If I don't, I'm feeling it. I have a strong urge that if I say I'll bring him back, Keela will die. But there could be the possibility that I'm able to bring Rook back, and Keela will be fine as dandelions. I don't know. So, I'm gonna trust the good side of it, and if there's a possibility, Keela, I will bring Rook back, because he did not deserve to die for nothing. Max, just... Don't worry, Keela. I will try my best to bring him back. Of course, I'd bring back Rook. It was one of the first things I'd do. But there were lots of unknown variables at play. But he has my word. If it's possible, I'll do it.
Thank you very much. I know it seems really far-fetched. In fact, this whole situation does. Maybe that's why I believe it so easily. There's a chance for us to correct mistakes. Anybody would suspend belief for that. But Rook deserves to be alive. Not me.
And also that's the way he's phrasing it also makes me feel like Keela's going to die. If the possibility of bringing Rook back is true, I don't want it to be that way.
I wish I could just go back in time. If you knew the truth, you would agree.
What did he mean by that? He rubs his arm nervously as he looks at the floor.
I don't know. I haven't really been honest. Not like it's a big deal or anything. Well, Max made it out to be one. It started to get to me after that. She said you'd all hate me for lying, but it doesn't really affect you at all. It's something really personal. That's why I didn't tell anybody. I wanted to, but Max made it worse. Then I thought to myself, why should I believe anything she says? She probably just wanted to scare us all.
That much was definitely true. I don't think Max was the leading authority on morality. Keela had the right idea. He needed to shake it off.
I don't think you'd all hate me for lying. In fact, I think you'd understand. We all handle grief in our own little way.
Keela was grieving?
Yeah. But I should probably tell you. I might not get another chance, you know? I have no idea when we'll get out of here. And I kinda trust you more than anyone else. Us contest winners have to stick together. I'd have your back anytime you needed it.
I appreciate that. I really do. I leaned back and asked him what he wanted to tell me. As long as he had my back, I'd have his too.
Well, it's kind of a long story,
We have a bit of time. Go ahead.
but it involves how I won the contest. It all started a few years ago.
This contest was taking place that long. Jeez. Why? Usually contests take maybe a month or so. Not maybe a few months, but years? Jeez.
You see, I kinda have a brother. He used to be my best friend. We were inseparable, no matter what. Some people say twins are like that. He was older than me, but by minutes. Our parents would always confuse us. All of those twin cliches, they're real. It was almost comedic at times. Then my brother got the diagnosis. It was cancer. And terminal, too. The doctors gave him 5 years to live. He couldn't even leave the hospital. But I visit him every single day. He'd always have earphones in. I told him it was rude. He didn't care. He liked the sound of pop music, he said. It was always so upbeat and bubbly. It made him happy and hopeful again. He really was a big fan of Clace, but he also liked Shock and Rocker. He had all their CDs and everything. But as time went on, his condition worsened. The hope he found through music was a dud. Nothing could pull him through what he'd had. That is, until the contest was announced. He was so full of happiness and joy. He'd get to meet the people he idolized. But at that point, he was bedridden. So every day, I'd buy 2 cans. We'd share them, hoping that he'd win. Of course, it was all a pipe dream. I still remember buying the last cans. I went to see him, and his room was empty. I wasn't stupid, you know. I knew exactly what that meant. He passed away. My brother was gone. Well, that's where I've been dishonest. And this is what I've kept from all of you. My brother, his name was Keela. That's right. I've been lying all along. My real name is Eddie. And I'm sorry.
Wait, what? This wasn't the real Keela? Is what he was trying to tell me right now. I stared at him blankly, utterly shocked and confused.
The day I found his room empty, I didn't know what to do with myself. I sat there anyway, and drank the pop star. And wouldn't you know it? I won. Sat there crying for hours. Why wouldn't it have been a day earlier? I decided not to let it go to waste. I wouldn't rob him of his final dream. He deserved the experience he wanted. So that's all there is to it. I took his ID and pretended to be him. We were twins, so it wasn't really hard. This way, he'd get what he wanted. I know it doesn't make much sense, but it did in my head at the time.
I mean, I can see where you're going with this. You just wanted to fulfill your brother's dream since he was so bedridden and couldn't do it for himself. Stealing his identity, I mean, I don't think that's legal, but you did it anyway. I mean, you could say you were... That's a conundrum that I'm having a hard time to explain. But I think you get the idea. You did it for your brother, that's all I'm trying to say. The way you did it, I mean, I don't really care that you're Eddie, Keela, I don't care, you're still a cool guy and everything. But the authorities, I don't know about that. But anyway, he starts to cry in front of me. So he came here to fulfill his brother's dying wish. That's really noble of him. I respect that. Same here. That's basically the message I was trying to convey. But I'm still taken aback by his true identity.
There's more to it, you know. Initially, the hospital hid it from me, but I found out that he took his own life. Oh.
Not everyone can stay strong with cancer. There are so many stories of people winning. It makes you forget that they can give up. Turned out, he lost all of his hope. He thought we'd never win the contest. And you never guess why. He looks away from me, like he's scared to continue. It's because You found the first can. He felt like his odds were getting worse, until he felt that he didn't stand a chance. Wait. I was responsible for Keela's suicide? He gave up hope because I found the first can. I almost can't believe what I'm hearing right now. I mean, his chances were a bit slimmer because I found the first can, but that doesn't mean it's still out there waiting to be picked up. There was still the possibility. I mean, I'm trying to put light on the dark situation, and it's not helpful. It's really not. You know, I really hate Tokyo. I hate maid cafes, I hate everything. And most of all, I can't stand Clace. His music reminds me of my brother. The smile he had when he listened to it. The smile that I'll never see again. And it really is because of you. He clenches his fist and trembles angrily. There's really nothing I can do. My brother doesn't have room for hate. It's not in his nature to hold a grudge. So it's not fair to lash out on you. If I'm being him, I have to play the part. That's why I've been so overly friendly. Everything about Japan would excite him, so I try to act that way too. This was for him, not for me. But I was constantly conflicted. Should I be kind to you like he would? Or should I be mad like I would? I guess it's pretty obvious what I choose. And I'm going to continue doing it. I'll be your friend, for his sake.
When we drank the Pop Star together, he'd always talk about potential winners, people he'd like to spend the tour with. And he said they'd be great friends. In fact, he said he'd keep in touch. A tour like this makes people bond. Well, look how it turned out. Maybe it's better that he wasn't here. He wanted happiness, not this mess. So that's the truth. I hate almost everything about this tour. And I hated it before it all went to hell. But I've been doing it all for Keela, because it's what he would have wanted. There isn't room for what I want. Except, there is one little thing. Something you can do. And I'd forgive you. If you're open to hearing it, that is.
I nod, almost instinctively. I still can't believe this weird situation I'm in. He holds me responsible for Keela's death. But at the same time, is pretending to be him? I can't imagine being in his situation. Staring at someone you hate, and being their friend. Doing things you hate, but pretending to love them. All in the name of his lost brother.
It's not just Rook you should bring back. You're gonna bring back Keela, too. Then, I'll forgive you for everything. He'll be able to live his dream. He'll be able to befriend you, too. And he'll see Tokyo like he's always wanted. He'll get what you took from him. And this is a demand, not a request.
I didn't take anything from him. There was still the possibility of him winning. And wouldn't you know, you got the winning can. You were just a little late. I made the chances a little less, yes. But that doesn't mean there wasn't a possibility. You got the can. You won. But you were late. That's not my fault. I feel like I'm making the situation worse. I really feel like it. But Keela, now I'm seeing different of you. Or Eddie, I should say. I don't... He gives me a piercing gaze, and I nod. If it was at all within my power, I'd do it. He has my word that I bring Keela back.
Good. And we're going to karaoke. That was one of his favorite things.
He walks away, displaying both anger and sorrow. I'd be more confused if this didn't make sense, but for some reason, it seems believable. Like I always knew something was off about Keela. I can hear his voice, talking down the hallway. He's still talking to me, but from afar. Almost like he didn't want to say this to my face.
If you bring him back, I'll be so happy. And in the end, I really will like you. You'll give me what I've always wanted. the chance to see him smile again.
Harry's footsteps continue down the hallway, and after a few moments, they fade into silence. I can't believe he was hiding all of this information. I guess it's good that he finally found the courage, but this was just the beginning. I had to let everyone else know I was okay. With that, I walk further down the tunnel. My mind wanders who I might run into next. Well, okay. Keela, I kind of see why he's angry. His brother is dead, and he's sad about it. And he's also angry because there could have been a better chance if I didn't find the can first. And if he found the can first, but since I found the can first before him, and then his brother died because he saw less of a chance, that made him sad and angry. And that anger turned even bigger when he won and then went over to Tokyo, found me, and saw everything. All this because of his brother's death. I hope I'm making sense of this. But I kind of see why he's angry. Like, really angry. But he's trying his best to keep it in. Think that makes sense? I hope it does. Let's continue. As I walk deeper into the bunker, I'm more confused. I've never seen a place like this in my life. Were we even in Japan right now? Of course, I'd never know, so I keep on walking. After a few moments, I notice Shock by the door. He's chugging my name is Jeff, a pop star, and looks fatigued.
Hey, Taylor. It's good to see you up and about. Did Akron have a talk with you?
I nod, and tell him it's nice to see him too. Oh, I forgot that I agreed with him about Akron being, not very trustable. But now, I'm very conflicted. Oh boy.
What a bunch of nonsense, And here I thought he was becoming credible. I never heard such a far-fetched story. You can't possibly believe that, right? I mean, we all handled crisis differently. But to validate it with fairy tales?
But when you think about it, Max did also mention about the Africa situation and about someone that they could save again. She did mention it. So I'm conflicted.
His problems go deeper than I thought, and he's holding us in here because of it. If that's the case, we're not getting out. Whatever it is he's waiting for, it's not gonna happen. We need to escape before we starve.
It made sense from his point of view, but he hadn't seen the things that we've seen. He hadn't directly witnessed the Ark or Max's power. To him, Akron was really making stuff up. But I better not tell Shock that I believe him. If he knew I sided with Akron, he'd be angry, and that was something he was really good at. Unless I already sided with him at the stage a few chapters back. I decided to change the subject to avoid any drama. Perhaps he could tell me a little about himself. Ever since we met, he'd been caught up in the moment. A little relaxation and breathing room would help him. If anything, it would help the time go by faster. Your bond with Shock wasn't strong enough. Oh, so he's one of the characters I didn't have a strong bond with. Ooh. I think maybe it's because when we talked with Shock and Rocker, I sided with Rocker than I did with Shock. Well, sorry.
Sorry, no can do. I'm not a big fan of talking about myself. If you couldn't tell, bad luck follows me. I prefer to keep people at a distance. For an example, I'll use Rocker and Clace. People close to me don't end up so well. It happened a lot in my past, you know, but I thought it was just a superstition. Then I let them get close, and look, they're both dead. Just like that. So I'm gonna deny your request. I'll start you on a pretty bad path.
He crosses his arms and stares at me. Does he think he's responsible for what happened?
There isn't some grand plan behind this. It's nothing like Akron was saying. They got killed, and that's it. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going. I don't want the same to happen to you. One of the perks of being my friend. Besides, I need to find some food. Something tells me we're staying here. It's not in my interest to starve to death.
Damn. Now I feel kind of bad because he thinks that this is all his fault. I mean, it's really not, but he thinks it. He's blaming himself. And that's not really healthy. I feel bad. He walks away, back in the direction I came. I haven't seen someone quite so pessimistic before. But after all, he had went through a lot lately. He lost 2 of the people he held most dear. There wasn't really anything I could do. I wasn't about to force him to open up to me, nor was I going to force him into my predicament. He was free to deny the truth of Acheron's story. I walk in the opposite direction, venturing deeper. I still had to let everybody know I was okay. I ventured down a long corridor, wondering who's next. It looks like I might get closer to the surface. Hey! The air is less stuffy, and I feel a slight breeze. It's nice to feel the outside air once more. I turn a corner and notice Inumi standing there. He's writing on the green wall with some chalk. I look closer. He's doing math. The same equation that saved our lives. Is he trying to figure out how to solve the problem? After all, Acheron gave him the answer earlier. Maybe he wanted to learn it on his own. Hey. I greet him back, with a small wave. I ask him what he's up to. Just doing some math. I have an exam coming up soon. I don't want to fail. He seems to be taking his studies seriously. I ask him if he has some time to chat. After all, we might be here for a while. Yeah, sure. I have some questions for you, actually. Acheron told me a story about his sister. He said that she had powers, but he said that you two do as well. Does that mean you and Acheron are bad? No. That's Max. Maybe Acheron. I feel like he's good, but then again, we don't know until it's over, so. But he seems good. I laugh, but this makes Inumi look confused. I let him know that having powers doesn't make you bad. It's what you do with them that decides your allegiance. And in this case, Acheron and I weren't evil. In fact, we were dedicated to bringing Max down. I let him know that she'll pay for what she did. I wish it didn't have to be like that. You shouldn't have to make someone pay, especially for not being bad. The goal should be something different, like not having bad people at all. Everyone would still be alive in this case. That's true, but it's not so simple. In fact, I know that's not what he really wants. He just wants his brother to be alive again. You can never rid the world of bad intentions. Yeah, sorry. You're right. We always had so much fun together, but now I'll get sent to another home. I really wish I could stay with the tour. It was finally starting to feel like home. I mean, a real one. With a real family. If only Bro was given the same powers. He's all about saving people, you know? Just like he saved me a few years ago. Really? What do he mean by get sent to another home? For that matter, how did Clay save him? Ask him what he meant by that, out of curiosity. Your bond with Inumi wasn't strong enough! Oh! So we can't have strong bonds with everyone. Or maybe we can. Don't know. If we could, that would be very helpful, but I guess right now I haven't had strong bonds with a lot of people. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess. Oh. I probably shouldn't have said that. I promise that I keep quiet about it. You'll have to pretend you never heard that. Fine. That's more than a little confusing. There was always something different about Inumi, like why he called Clace his brother, especially when they looked nothing alike. But I'm not about to go against his wishes. I promised him that my lips are sealed. Whatever it was, he needed to keep it secret. Sent to another home, I'm guessing that Clace adopted him, or someone from the tour adopted him. And since Clace is dead, I'm guessing Clace was his guardian, and now Clace is going to have to be sent somewhere else since his guardian is now dead. My guess. I wasn't going to force him to tell me. Sweet, thank you. Sinch would really be mad at me. He's scary when he gets like that, you know? So I've heard. I'm gonna get back to my studies, but thanks for stopping by to chat. It was starting to get a little lonely. I'm used to spending time with Bro, so things feel really different right now. I'm sure I'll get used to it though. I nod as he turns away from me. He quickly starts scribbling on the wall. I could tell from the equation that he wasn't studying, but I wasn't going to call the kid out on his bluff. So I wish him good luck as I start to leave. I look at the time on my phone. Almost midnight. The battle for the Ark would soon come to a close. Knowing that, I walk back the way I came. I must have talked to everybody here by now. I'm going to mention that Daz and Singe were somewhere else. I hope that they were okay, since times were tough. Speaking of tough times, something catches my eye. There's a chalk drawing on the wall beside me. It's a picture of Anume and Clace holding hands. The text underneath reads, "I miss you, bro." Aww. So sweet. It's the last thing that I'd seen before I leave him behind. Aww. Man. I remember this was a nice, good game in the very beginning. And now it's gone deep down the well of no return. I should probably make my way back to Acheron. It was almost midnight. He'd almost won. Rio was sure to appear, so I wanted to be there. I needed to get to Terra and end this for good. I didn't run into anybody on my way back. Perhaps they branched out in search for food. And for a moment, I wonder where Jade was. Acheron didn't mention her. She must be with Singe. I thought he did mention her. I thought he said Jade and Singe were at a different bunker. Unless he was talking about Singe and Daz. One of those, I think. Maybe Rio would know what happened to me earlier. If he was giving up the Ark. I need answers. Now. There's a chance I might never see him again. I turn a few corners and arrive back where I started. I take a deep breath before I enter the room. This might be my final opportunity to get some answers. When I enter the room, I see Acheron standing there. He's staring at a pocket watch, counting down the time. All of his hard work was about to bear fruit. He turns around and gives me a wide smirk. As midnight approaches, it was clear that he won. It's hard to believe that this was all coming to a close.
So, this is it, huh? Take down the corporate leader of Armstrong. Become the ruler of both life and death. All in a day's work, it would seem.
GG, you gladly and gracefully earned it. So, good job, Acheron. He laughs, like it was all so easy. Maybe it was, at least to him. He's one of the smartest men I've ever met. Or would cunning be the better word? Well, I'm sure that many words would describe this man. But soon enough, he'd be the Ark's new master. At least he'd be more open with me than the last one. I'll tell you that much.
Just under a minute now. I'd love to see the look on Max's face. And it wasn't karma. It was me. This was the lesson long in the making. You hear about killing to seize power, but death is not always the answer. She bastardized our parents' tenets. Progression through protection. They'd be ashamed of her rulership. Max and the Ark would be a disaster. Her philosophy is proof of that. She'd usher in a new, dark age. I didn't do this just for me. I did it to save the world from suffering. You could say that I'm the savior too. I'll do what my parents always wanted. I'll make this world a better place. A place where I'm proud to be an Armstrong.
Aw. See? That's the kind of leader this place needs. Earth and Terra. Acheron, I think you would be a good leader. I have faith in you. He looks at the pocket watch one more time. I can tell by the look on his face that we're close.
Time to see if this was worth fighting for.
I press my back against the wall and ready myself. I've experienced this enough times to know what it feels like. Acheron remains still, standing tall and proud. I guess in his mind, he had nothing left to fear. I scream out in agony and clutch my chest. I expected to feel the pain, but it's still so much. I'm in disbelief that Acheron is unaffected. He stands there, fist clenched, panting heavily. How could he withstand so much pain? Oh, look at his eyes. And the spot of faint glistens. Perhaps it would be best if I knew what he did. I stand up straight and focus on my breathing. We stand there, united, both waiting for Rio. I feed off his energy until I no longer feel suffering. Sorry for that little dramatic reenactment. Congratulations, Acheron. You've won. He turns to me and smiles softly. And it's nice to see you, Taylor. I knew you wouldn't be too far behind. Acheron and I exchange glances, as if in waiting.
So, what happens next? I'm sure that there's a lot to teach me.
That would be an understatement. We have lots to talk about together, but I have to talk to Taylor as well. Do you think we could go back to the Ark? I feel safer discussing things there, and I'd like to see my home one last time.
I look at Acheron, and he nods. I see no problem granting Rio this request. It's not like things would be any different than normal, unless he's setting up a trap for us.
Thank you very much.
I note that this time he asked us for permission. Definitely different than the Rio I first met. It was nice to know that we'd finally have a say in things. Almost like we completed some rite of passage.
I have a question though. One last thing before we go.
Of course. What is it?
You can see a lot from the Ark, right? You have a grasp on what we're all doing.
If you're so observant enough, yes. It's a skill that you hone in time.
Do you know what happened to Max? And if Singe and Daz are safe?
Rest assured, your plan succeeded. That's why I'm visiting you now. Max is behind bars. Everyone is safe.
Good. Let's hope she doesn't escape.
Unless, again, Rio is planting a trap for us and we're all doomed.
Are you taking the power away from her?
I think I'll let her keep it, actually.
What?
She'll be in prison for her whole life. All it would do is elongate her sentence. I doubt she'll make use of it at all. Besides, control of time means nothing, especially not when you're a prisoner. I know that feeling all too well.
Oh. I don't like the sound of that for Acheron.
She can use the power to try to escape, but only drive her insane. Freedom will always be just out of reach. I wouldn't worry too much about her. She's useless where she is. That's probably what you wanted anyway.
Acheron nods, showing no facial expression. I'm unsure of how he is taking this information. But if I could take a guess, I'm sure he was happy.
Well then, shall we go? I can't suspend places for long, remember? And if you don't want to be trapped like this...
We all agree and await our travel to the Ark. But I tell Rio that I want answers too. I want more than just a little confused at recent events.
Yes, of course you'll get answers. There's nothing left for me to hold back. All of our plans have come to fruition.
What does he mean by our plans? Was he playing at something too?
Both of you, close your eyes. When you open them, you'll witness change, and the gears will make their final turn.
I don't like the sound of this at all. I close my eyes and keep them tightly shut. It isn't long before we're taken to the Ark. I don't even have to open my eyes. I know the feeling. It's almost like this place was my second home. But if everything was truly coming to an end, this might be the last chance I get to see it. I have to make sure that I leave with satisfaction. The true nature of everything had to be revealed. Take a deep breath before I open my eyes. And here we are. No, it seems that we have no traps so far. We are not set into a trap that I see, so I think we'll be okay. Let's see.
Welcome to your new home, Acheron. At least now I can say goodbye. Taylor too, as it's our last time here.
He gestures broadly at the vast space surrounding us.
So many memories. I hope you'll create some good ones too. You'll have lots of responsibility here.
I'm ready for this burden, Rio. Let's start with bringing some people back. There were those who didn't need to die.
Of course, but not so fast. I have to teach you how things work, otherwise you'll only cause damage. The Ark is a very intricate machine. It requires focus and resolve in quantities you can't even imagine.
I see. So what do we do first? There's no need to hesitate any further.
Is Acheron getting impatient? I don't think I've seen him like this before. I can't blame him though, if his goal was so close.
Don't worry. We'll begin soon. I need to talk to Taylor first. His journey is coming to an end. You've claimed your victory, Acheron. You've seized your destiny. Taylor still needs to do so.
I understand. The Savior's duty is not yet complete. What exactly is that duty? I have reason to believe it affects me. The Ark may even be at stake. I don't want my rule to be cut short, Rio.
No need to worry. It won't be. The force of death can never be defeated. There will always be an Ark in place. And as such, it will always need a ruler. You won't be going anywhere anytime soon. I can guarantee you that. You're here for the long haul, Acheron. But as for the nature of Taylor's task, I'm afraid I don't even know that much. There is only one person who does. And that's who I'll be sending him to. I'd relax while you can, Acheron. After that, I have to teach you everything.
Very well. Take your time. I won't intrude. I'll just wait around. Like I have anywhere to go, though.
Hey, don't be so hasty. There is something I can give you. It might help you pass the time. My sights.
Rio snaps his fingers and Acheron grunts in pain. He stumbles back, his eyes shooting wide open.
What is this? I can't see anything, Rio.
He starts panicking, looking around frantically.
On the contrary, you can see everything. You're just taking in a lot of information. Relax and let it flow at a normal pace. Use it to watch over those you love. I won't be too long with Taylor. When I get back, I'll give you more.
I can see so many people. But wait, this isn't Earth. What am I looking at, Rio?
You must be watching over Terra. Perhaps you desire something there. Don't worry, it fluctuates at first. Enjoy the view, Acheron. I won't keep you waiting too long. Prepare for some rigorous training.
He smirks at me as Acheron slowly fades away. I don't know where he went, but we're alone now. Perhaps it was my chance to get some final answers.
I'm sorry for the dishonesty I've given you. You deserve the truth from now on, and that's exactly what you'll get. After we're done talking, I'll go back. Acheron has to go through lots of training. I need to feel comfortable when I leave. I just didn't want him listening in. This started between the two of us. It's only fitting that it ends that way.
He gives me a warm smile before he continues.
I see you met Nami and Nagi. They're a force of pure evil, as well as the start of my story. They might seem relatively new to you, but for me, it's been quite a while. Let me see how I can explain this. Everything I've done, I did help you, including my surrender of the Ark. It was the last thing I wanted to do. There is a greater power within you. As both Vasquez and Nagi have stated, power enough to deliver salvation. Or destruction, if put in the wrong hands. That is what Nami and Nagi strive for, and to be honest, they almost had it. The moment Nagi drove his blade into you, the massive burst of energy was released. It made even my powers look infertile. That word. They sought to harness the power within you, likely, to achieve some nefarious goal. Destruction of an infinite scope, I'd wager. Most people wouldn't be able to do this, but they possess a special set of weapons that allow them to use this energy. What is the energy, you ask? That is something I can't tell you. Vasquez will have to explain. Regardless of that, it was unleashed. For a moment, they had won. They could achieve anything they wanted. At least, that's what they have thought. They weren't aware of my existence. Vasquez hid me here for a reason. The power spread like a huge wave. It had the potential to span the entire galaxy. But the first place it touched was here. I felt it within me. I was in awe of how strong it was. How could one person house this power? But I had to snap back into reality. They weren't unleashing it peacefully. I had to do something to help. When it touched me, I tapped into it. The powers it gave me were godlike, but I wouldn't be blinded like them. I couldn't have our universe destroyed. Extremely counterproductive, if you ask me. So I did what I was best at doing. It amplified my ability to play with time. I was able to suspend all of Terra. A temporary fix, but a fix nonetheless. The wave of destruction came to a halt. But I had to formulate a plan. I couldn't keep Terra frozen forever. I needed to save all of you from Nagi, but I couldn't do that in suspicion. I'm limited in my physical interactions. I realized I needed to leave the Ark, not temporarily, but for good. And I take a silver of my power with me. After by a few hours at least, your wounds needed tending to, and you all had to get to safety. Normally, leaving the Ark is impossible, but with this amplified power, I could. I just needed to find a fitting ruler. But now I'm getting a tad ahead of myself. I didn't want to force this duty upon you, so I sent you back. I gave you a choice.
Explains why I ended up in the supermarket right after. That was one of the burning questions in my mind.
I knew you wouldn't back down. You're not that kind of person, but it wouldn't be right to assume. I'm glad you agreed to partake, Taylor. It means my plans was free to move forward, watch you, and find myself a new ruler. I picked Akron and Max, of course. I let them battle for a spot in the Ark. I'm sure you know how that ended up. I wish I didn't have to give up the Ark. I'd rather like it here, I really do. But it was necessary to protect you. I have to say, Acheron is resourceful. He used this contest to set up his sister, expose her as corrupt, and put her in jail. Using the world tour as a front, no less. I was honored to witness such genius. I knew that the Ark had a worthy ruler. So there you have it, my game plan. I used your own power to freeze Terra. I gave you a choice and held a contest. Akron used this contest to his advantage. He achieved his own goal and won the Ark. Free of ownership, I can now go to Terra. I'll save you and your friends from Nagi, and then you can journey right to Vasquez. He'll help your journey come to an end.
What?
I know it's all confusing, isn't it? The timelines don't exactly add up. I mean, what was the inciting incident? Was it you getting stabbed by Nagi? Or was it you winning the contest? It seemed they happened simultaneously.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
But they couldn't happen without each other. One required the other, and vice versa. I debated it for a long time myself.
I'm sorry, what? Are there actually two of me? One on Earth and one in Terra? I'm sorry, what? Ooh, my brain. I'm very confused.
But I've realized that I never know. I could never comprehend this power, nor the scope of what it could accomplish. I mean, why Pop Idol's World Tour? It seemed like a peculiar venue, but I only recreated what I knew. And that's where it gets interesting. Does that mean I created it to begin with? A self-fulfilling prophecy, so to speak? I'll probably never know. Let me see what else I need to tell you. I have to make sure I don't hold back.
He tilts his head up and ponders. My mind is still trying to process all of this. This has all happened because Nagi stabbed me. The world tour, the contest, the killings, all of it was to help Ryo break free. He wanted the chance to save us from Nami and Nagi. The final use of his power would be spent on all of us. I can't believe he's been hiding this the whole time. I mean, all the puzzle pieces are starting to be put together, that's for sure, but damn, I'm still confused. There's still some puzzle pieces that I'm trying to find. I can't seem to find them.
Oh, of course. One more thing. Something that may or may not be a shock. Terra housed the souls of the dead, so there never really was a ritual. It was just to test their loyalty. I sent over whoever Max killed that night.
So, does that mean she killed me? Because you just said I sent over whoever Max killed that night. So did I die on Earth and was sent to Terra because of you?
They handed those people over to Blier, and as we've seen, they're all free now. They're likely alive and well on Terra. Even Andy and Conrad were resourceful. They used this contest in their own way to gain Blier's trust, then take him down. Everybody so far has achieved their goals. That is, except for you, Taylor. You must pay one last visit to Terra. Vasquez will tell you everything, and you can finally become the savior. This is what you were meant to do. Perhaps you can bring back the lost. If I could turn back time with your power, can't even imagine what you're capable of. And everything that's happened so far was all to save you from Nagi's blade. In that instant, it all came together. All of the anger, the hate, the sorrow, the fates of those who didn't make it. They paved the path to this very moment. Terra still remains in stasis. I'm going to rescue you, Taylor. You and all of your friends. It's time for you to save Terra. Don't let all of this sacrifice be in vain. That's the only thing I want in return. Please, live out your duty as the savior. The lives of so many rest on your shoulders. I watched what happened in the bunker. Some of your friends open up to you, but their stories are in no way unique. Everybody has a story of their own, but without you, they will end. Please, help all of them continue.
Okay. I'm not even going to try to explain if I know it or not. I'm just going to continue onward because, my brain hurts trying to figure this out. He starts fading away, and I reach out to him.
You know, I'm going to miss it here. I forgot what this place looked like, but then I gave Acheron my sight. It's beautiful, isn't it?
He smiles at me as he fades away even more.
And for the first time, I got to see you. Now I know what our savior looks like. And he looks like hope.
Oh. Okay. I'm not even going to try to explain, but I think I have a general idea of what I'm thinking of. Before I know it, he's gone. Off to save me and complete his mission. The mission he's been waiting so long to complete. But if he's saving me, why am I still here? A quest to save the savior. And now I'm disappearing. Oh? And the next thing I know, I'm back here. Ryo must have sent me away after our little chat. But for one thing, I feel none of the inertia. That means I'm not going to Terra. But... Hey! Good to see you again, Rook! Hopefully our bond was strong enough with him.
I feel kind of like a dick now if our bond wasn't. I mean, all the other people who our bond wasn't, I feel like a dick. But he's dead, so... I don't know.
Well, it seems like you're screwed. Saving the world or something like that? Good luck. I'd say you'll need it.
I'm taken aback by Rook's sudden appearance. After seeing Rocker here, it's not so odd. And he seems to know all about what Rio said. So he must have been seeing things from my eyes too. But Rio said Terra houses the souls of the dead. If that was the case, then why was Rook here? This is probably something Vasquez will tell me.
But if everything works out, I suggest you save me too. I'm no use to anyone when I'm dead. And thanks for that anyway. I guess you were close to Kilo or whatever. Not like I picked you up or anything.
He crosses his arms and lets out a groan. Still sassy, even in death, it would seem. Our Rook. I try to tell him I'm sorry for what I did. It was in the heat of the moment, and a hard choice.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Doesn't make it any less stupid. That world tour fall apart without money.
He looks around the place in confusion, like all of a sudden something changed.
Hey, it got quiet. Before you got here, I could hear voices. I'm talking like millions of them. It almost drove me insane, you know? So thanks for that, I guess. Now I can actually gather my thoughts. I do have a tale of woe, actually. It's not like I'm just a natural rude. I'm sure you'll stop judging if you're here.
Oh no. Much to my dismay, he starts fading away. Hopefully we have a strong bond with him, otherwise he's gone for good and we won't know what he's going to tell us. He seems to think this is all my fault, and panics that perhaps I don't even want to hear his stories.
Hey, wait! I'm sorry for being a jerk. Let's talk. No need to make any hasty decisions.
He looks around frantically and reaches out towards me. I'm not fading away, you're the one that's fading away. I'm sorry to say this, but it's not me, it's you. I called out to him and reached forward in turn. Your bond with Rook wasn't strong enough.
Damn it.
He's actually one of the people I wanted to know more about, like the past, since Eclair was gone and why he left and stuff like that. I kind of wanted to know that. But I don't think our connection was strong enough. He fades away completely. Stares at me as he cries. I try to tell him that's not what I wanted, but I can't. Before I can even utter the word, he's gone for good. I feel the large burst of speed again, whether I want it or not. I was going back to Terra. Oh, wish me luck, baby! I wish that Rook could stay and tell me a story, but now it's on the list of things I'll never know. But if I had the power, I'd bring him back, and I'd listen to everything he had to say. It's the least I could do for what I put him through. I never even got to apologize for what I did. It's with this newfound resolve that I enter Terra, coupled with my desire to carry out my duty as the savior. In the next little while, everything would end, and hopefully my friends could live once more. And that's wrong enough the episode. I have really run out of time, so I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hasta la vista, baby.